What is going on, my Reefy fam? March here, Fragbox TV. Okay, we are at ORA in Florida. Oceans, Reefs, and Aquariums. Now, these guys were founded in 1997, and this place is massive. I really was not expecting this. We've been ordering fish for them from years, and we only sell captive bred fish in our store now. They do clownfish, dottybacks, damsels, even marine bettas, peppermint shrimp, sea urchins. It's on a beautiful university campus across 20 acres. Big operation, I'm telling you. The clams are to die for, and they have a huge greenhouse where they're growing corals, and it is all sunlit. I've really never seen anything like this anywhere in the world. I hope you guys enjoy this video. This episode of Fragbox TV is brought to you by
the world's most beautiful nano reef tanks. Start your reefing adventure at reefcasa.com.
What's going on? Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, the shipping building. Damn. I feel like I'm at the beer store, if you guys know what that is. 250 boxes? A day?
Our regular volume is somewhere probably around 100.
What do you mean a day? How do you do that many a day?
We've got a staff of 5 people who work very hard to make that happen.
Wow.
This is for picking.
That's a lot of boxes. If you guys don't understand why we are so surprised, that's a lot of boxes.
So they start at 7 a.m. and their hard cutoff is usually around 5. Whenever FedEx and UPS is like tapping their foot and looking at their watch.
I feel like I'm at the airport. I got to take off my shoes, give you my passport, and then you're gonna walk through the metal detector. Wow, no way. Look at these.
Our next shipment's coming here on May 1st.
Oh, they're so nice. So from the Marshall Islands.
Right.
What are we looking at here? These are Maximas?
So these are going to be our Maxima clams.
Just.
As you can see, all the nice ones have been picked through once we get kind of at the end of the 2-week period.
Hold on, what did you say? The nice ones have been picked through?
Yeah.
What is this, leftover for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the these are the leftover clams, guys. Oh, damn it.
They are beautiful.
So ugly. Can you believe it?
I'm sorry, your name is Chris, right?
Yes.
If you want to, there's a blue valve right there you can turn, and that'll kind of...
This one here.
Not that one!
You can turn that one, it'll make the water still.
And what are you using over top? Orphic bars here?
So we've gone through a few different iterations. When I first got hired, we actually had 250 metal watt, the double-ended halides that were on this rotating thing.
Okay, back and forth.
Yeah. I remember those, the hydro rails.
How long have you been here with ORA?
This will be year 11.
11. And how old's the company?
Going on 30 as of
30.
next year.
Wow. Who started it?
So it was started on Harbor Branch, right? So it was a part of their organization,
Okay.
the Oceanographic Institute. In 2010, it became a privately owned company.
And people don't know because we started recording inside. We're actually on a university campus right now.
Yeah, so I'll take you guys in a car. We'll go around the campus. I'll show you some cool stuff. We'll look at dolphins. We'll look at manatees. We'll look at alligators.
That's really cool.
It will work, but everything becomes a heavy paperweight in like 3 months,
But
except for these orphics.
The Orphics stood the test of time.
They have, yeah. We just
67.
Yeah.
Do you
we
know-
just needed something that was like on and off.
Do you
So
know what kind of par they're getting at this spot here?
I don't. Shockingly, we don't really worry about par too much here.
Do you know?
I think at one point I tried it, out in the greenhouse because somebody wants to know, but it's like, it's 4 digits long. It doesn't really apply to like somebody's aquarium. So.
Any tips for people that are watching this that may have struggled with clams in the past or want to try keeping them for the first time?
If you can keep aquapora, generally you're going to be just fine with keeping clams.
Same care requirements.
I would say the Duraces that we've got are going to be kind of the most friendly, the most forgiving.
Beginner-friendly clams. Why is that? Why Durasa over Maxima or
They grow
Crocea?
very fast. They're just a tough species of clam. These are actually a food item for a lot of the world out there.
Oh, and these are the ones that prefer to be on the sand instead of rock?
You can do both, but typically it's like a gravelly, sandy base. These aren't going to be generally found on the rocks.
Durasas are like super hard. Really easy to care
These
for.
ones here are about 18 months old.
18 months.
Versus the maximum you saw down there closer to like 3 years.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
18 months. So
So you actually measure them here too for sizing?
We do, yeah. I mean, we still
Wow.
use what the rest of the world uses. We use centimeters.
Yeah.
do you have to feed these live Fido at this size, at this age?
Not at all.
Not at all.
A lot of people ask us about the Maximas, because they're under 2 inches. There's this weird mythological 2-inch
Oh, let's
number.
get this out of the way. Okay, the 2-inch mythology. Yeah, okay. And
I don't.
let's set it straight.
We don't do any kind of dosing with the phytoplankton to make them to feed them. an anecdote that kind of supports that is that guy down in Australia, his name escapes me right now, who was raising maximum clams in his carport. He didn't use any phytoplankton either.
Wow.
And it was doing just fine with completely artificial propagation of these.
So then they're perfectly fine,
I find
just
them to be just
photosynthetically.
Like
Solar
panels.
panels,
They just
okay.
need a lot of light. You're not going to do anything wrong by dosing phytoplankton. In fact, you'll see sponges and feather dusters and everything else do better or well in your aquarium.
But for the clams, forget it.
I don't think they're necessary, no.
Do you know what kind of depth these are found out, like in the wild? If
I
we were-
don't. I would say, at least 40 feet.
40 feet deep.
I think that's some of the trays I've seen. I think are at that depth.
Wow.
Particularly as the water temperature gets warmer, we tend to move stuff down lower to the reef. But I want to say 40 feet is about as deep as we keep them.
They're so beautiful. I think it's time for us to get another CITES going.
Okay.
We only got them from you once, and they sold out like right away. Yeah, the customers just absolutely love them.
Yeah, it's just a pain that our U.S. Fish and Wildlife process on exports is so tedious and overly complicated. It's like they almost don't want us to do any kind of exports.
How about these urchins? Captive bred?
Don't want to do any work.
Tuxedos.
Tuxedos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We're also raising trophy snails, seraph snails, peppermint shrimp, sexy shrimp. So you'll see
Great.
all those when we go into the next
Peppermint shrimps, you're doing Lismatas or Bocasais?
book side.
Bocasai, yeah.
So much sustainability here. I love it. A nice collection of sarcophytums, leathers. How do I get some of this blue algae?
Blue Hypnea.
Yeah.
Would be happy if you took it.
Who?
No, actually,
I'll
so
take
You sell it too?
we used to have troughs and troughs of it. It's died back substantially.
Okay.
It was doing great until about a week ago when literally this happened.
Oh, it's crashing out, eh?
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
I don't know why. I mean, it literally was flourishing. Now,
That's what always happens to me. That's my normal experience with it.
part of it is the fact that we are on a saltwater well. So we're kind of at the mercy of whatever water is coming in.
Oh, something
And what
comes in
happens.
and then beautiful
And we do
pagodas.
see fluctuations, mainly because if you've ever seen a map of Florida,
Look how simple the sump is. It is just live rock. I'm not seeing any
and
skimmer,
protect the homes that are on the outside.
biomedia. Well, the biomedia is the rock.
Release these
Filter
sponges,
floss,
they're reported engineers,
carbon,
controlling the water level, and they decide,
Floss rollers.
this time we're gonna flood
Nothing.
out
It's
to
just a
the
holding
depth,
tank
we're gonna put the
and some rock. That's it, guys. It's about as basic as it gets. Check right there. Look, there's a RSK. You see it? Next to the filter floss roller.
Oh, yeah. The biocolor reactor?
Incredible. Full hydros controller. Incredible system. That's what it's about, guys. Simplicity. Oh, look at this. Macroalgae. All jokes aside, very neat wiring. The way that everything goes up nice to the ceiling. These ballasts are connected to these custom-made metal brackets. It looks like they can slide back and forth. Something very satisfying when things are laid out in an organized fashion. He was saying that, you guys aren't going to be too impressed with the farm. We've only taken, I think, maybe 30 steps into it, and we've stopped because already we're taken back by so much. They're definitely organized. It's definitely clean. This is not a Mickey Mouse operation for sure. What's it called?
Astrospicularia?
Is this what is commonly referred to as colt coral?
No.
Oh, similar?
Probably. As far as like different, in that kind of maybe broader sarcophyton kind of
family. So much bigger than what I expected. So we've been ordering from these guys for quite some time now. Just the clownfish. We did clams one time. Some of the captive bred inverts. And this is part of the reason why I like to travel, is just to meet people behind, the names, see what they're doing, see how it's done. And I'm pleasantly surprised already. And in our store, if you didn't know, we only sell captive bred fish. We don't import any fish from the wild anymore. We don't sell any fish that have been collected. I'm trying to pave the way for sustainability, show people that you can have, healthy, colorful, beautiful tanks with just captive bred. They're only growing. The number of species that people are growing captivity every year, it's only getting bigger and bigger. So I think we have to be responsible reef keepers in that regard.
By the time they get here, they are rough.
Where are they being grown, the corals?
These are grown in our clam farm in the Marshalls.
In the Marshall Islands, okay. So they're grown there and then brought here and then sold, exported from here, okay.
And also, I don't know if you guys have been to Marshalls, but Marshall Islands aren't like Indonesia. The reefs there are all round.
Are they?
They really are. They're not like breathtakingly beautiful like you would expect them out of a magazine. But under these lights, they get colored up in about 2 weeks, and that's usually when we start offering them for sale.
Oh, nice.
Nice, beautiful. There's classic corals that have been around for a long time. Oh, shaggy. It just makes me so happy to see like polyps on an acropora more or less falling out of the skeleton. It's just something about it that I find so satisfying. A nice collection. Like when I say classic corals, for me what that means is corals that I grew up on. Corals that have been around, stood the test of time. Green digitatas, red digitatas, Kenya trees, photosynthetic gorgonians, tortusas, montiforas. This bird's nest is really special. I don't know if I've ever seen like a hysterix, like a seriatopora, this purple. Like it's so saturated. The color is really deep.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Check out these oranges.
Yeah.
Again, these guys are wholesale only. So if you see anything in the video and you want to order, if you have a brick and mortar store, you're not running out of your grandmother's basement, you can get in touch with them. We've been ordering, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 years now, mostly fish, but I didn't know if they actually offered zoanthids. This is the first time I'm seeing them, and they're so perfect, so puddled out, colorful. That's the sump?
That's your sump.
How do you get to it?
Lift up the panels.
Lift the things up. Yep.
What?
In Indonesia, right in the ground.
I've never seen it like that. What's this?
These are bead filters.
Bead filters.
Like a little polymer bead in there that builds up. It's kind of like a much more advanced, effective version of a sand filter.
Pretty cool. Goodness. This is very unexpected. Look who we have here. Hello, Mr. Gator.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Uh-oh, he's coming for lunch. You ever tried a Patrick Foster? Come here. I have a treat for you, buddy. Hi, Bubbles.
Is he a juvenile or is that how
Stuff.
Get the rock. Okay, we're going to building number 2, guys. That was only building number 1, I guess. Can we get a pet gator?
Yeah, please.
Is that your question?
Just a small one?
Absolutely. People always ask on the channel, why do you call her Lizard Lady? Guess. Yeah, because she eats a ton of lizards. Like what? Why do you think we call her Lizard Lady? Backup power generation. That is so cool. Absolute necessity if you're going to do something at this scale. Not even an option. This works straight down.
So this is also one of our other transitions.
Biosecurity, guys. Oh, wow.
Where they get moved over to
No way. I didn't know you guys were doing marine betas. Oh, no way. Too cute.
absolutely little hypnotic little fish. I love them.
So beautiful. Are they hard to breed?
For us, they have been. We went about 10 years without having any.
Wow.
And now we're finally starting to see spawns. The spawns are actually getting through.
Why does that happen? 10 years no breeding and then...
Don't know. It just happens like that. So there's a lot of fish that just, once they get aquaculture, they kind of just love being fed all day long and don't need to do anything else.
Looking here at mandarin gobies or...
These are our mandarin dragonettes, yep.
Beautiful.
Exactly, that's just not what they do. We just food in the list. If you think about 15... Flowered and exactly. It's the one that has the shrimp on top.
Captive bred sexy shrimp. So cool. If you've ever wondered why they get their name, this guy, oh, he's gone, never mind. He was giving us a demonstration because they shake their butts. Do we know why they shake their asses?
You know, I don't.
Huh. If anyone out there knows, comment below.
I mean, I imagine it has something to do with just distracting a predator or scaring off something in the same way that, peacock.
Maybe that's how they talk. Look at these guys. Hey, what's up, buddy? Nothing much. How are you doing? Captive bred peppermint shrimp. He was just telling us that these are always in demand. They have a hard time breeding them fast enough to fill the domestic market, international markets. It's just such a staple in the hobby. Really useful. Again, if you're ever trying to get rid of aptasia. Hello, my little lightnings. It just goes on, just rows and rows and rows of these things. These vats filled with fish. This is where the bomb went off?
It is. Nope, this is actually going to be part of the extension of the larval department. So we're getting out of, rid of tanks that, probably been here for 20 years and moving them all out to another building.
Big job.
And this will be all set here. What I love about these is these super adorable little brute garbage cans. I just love them.
What are they there for?
So it's just basically a transitory for water.
Oh, okay. Oh, So you got to go through one by one and move them over?
Yep. Yep.
Oh my goodness. So what are you looking for when you move them? Pattern?
Yeah. Yeah. So we have our, we have our snow.
Oh,
in
there you go.
That's all of the assorted we have. We have, I think, like 20 different types of assorted
So
clownfish.
regular ocellaris, then assorted, and then from there they're going to get further.
Yeah, that way it's easier for us to pick through them later
Oh my
on.
God.
We got thousands and thousands in tanks, so.
This is a big job. How long does it take to sort through?
Like one full tank will probably take like an hour and a half.
It's a good amount of fish sorting.
Yeah.
My goodness, outdoor macroalgae holding tanks. Kind of a dream. Well, for me, because the longer that I'm in this, the more I appreciate weird macro. Okay, building number 2 down. We only have, there's 26 of them. Today we're going to cover 24. I'm just kidding. I have no idea how many videos there are. I mean, how many buildings there are, but it's more than 2. That's for sure. This is a big operation. I don't think we're going to have time today to cover all of them. We're going to show you some of the coolest and then most interesting parts of ORA along the way. Hold on, where are we? No hands in water. No touchy. Where have you brought us, man? What is? Oh.
Alright, so this is where we keep our sharks.
No way.
Hello, sharks.
So we raise
I didn't know you guys breed sharks.
We do. So we raise 3 species of epaulets and a short-tailed nurse shark.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
cool.
So beautiful.
So do you sell the shark?
I had no idea actually that they did sharks. I'm so oblivious. They're interesting. These are just, it's like wood. Plywood on the side held together with some metal bracing. And then maybe pond liner or something like that. But they seem to work. Looking for some nurse sharks. Like a little dwarfy shark.
They are. And when they hatch out of their eggs, they look like little tadpoles. And they're ready to go. There's no hand-holding needed with these guys. I mean, they're eating on their own. They're ready to go. Why they need so much older.
Oh my God, yeah, you gotta keep them fed. So how old are these urchins?
I'll be honest, I don't know how old these are. I think probably 6 months.
Are they hard to breed?
No. I mean, we can make an infinite amount of the variegated.
Wow. And are there male and female urchins?
There are.
Okay. The one impregnates one, or
They basically
how does that
just
work?
broadcast spawn.
Okay, into the water column and
Yep.
oh my God, there's so many. I didn't even look down there. It's just covered in them.
Yep.
Why would anyone harvest them from the wild when they're so? It looks like you've cracked the code to breeding them.
I mean, you can say that with a lot of things.
There's so many. Spray, spray, spray. Hit me.
Like these little clownfish all day long going out, you forget like how big an adult clownfish really is.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see some of these bigger fish through here.
This is the broodstock. This is the mating pairs.
So these are all the mom and dad. So if you see a green dot, that means they got eggs. We'll just kind of move slow through here.
Green dot means eggs. Wow, look at how big some of them get. Yeah, you're right. You do forget that they get needy.
And they don't get any nicer when they get bigger either.
No.
Those are beautiful.
We were diving a couple months ago in Indonesia and I got attacked by a clarkie.
Did you really?
I got too close to an enemy, maybe they're holding eggs,
Yeah.
and he didn't like it or she didn't like it and just like
And I just
was
love
going at me
Little awkward fish has no fear like some big shape coming, and they just go after you no matter what.
like a chihuahua.
Those are beautiful, that pair.
Stunning. What is this material I'm seeing in the sump that looks like confetti?
It's like a PVC wool.
What does it act as, like a bio media? Or I've never seen that before. It's interesting. Even here in some of the tanks. Let's go see Jordan's favorite fishy. Is it possible to have a favorite fish out of all these?
Well, there's 2 that are particularly interest to me actually. So this right here was one of the very first wild-caught Picassos from 2004.
Oh, that's cool.
That's like our original one. So like prior to that moment, designer fish were not something that people wanted. People wanted wild type only. This fish came out, we bred it with a number of other fish. Other distributors bought those offspring and started making their own. Pretty much you could argue that all of the Percula designer clowns came from that fish.
This is Adam and Eve of the fish world. This is the Genesis.
Wow.
Say hello to the world. Paulette. Who is Paulette? You say Colette or Paulette?
Paulette.
Did you name it?
No. So Paulette is this female maroon right here. Paulette used to be Paul. Paul was collected in 1973.
No way.
Was kept in the broodstock at Opera Life in the Bahamas before being sold to ORA. ORA shut down a lot of our broodstock and sent them away. Marcy in Orlando bought Paul. The mate died. Paul became Paulette. And then we were actually able to get that fish back 2 years ago.
I didn't know that he could live so long.
Yeah.
1970. Why did I think they only lived like 8 years?
I think a lot of people don't realize how long fish can live. I mean, even your regular betta can live 8 to 10 years.
Wow.
Goldfish live 25 to 40.
Did you know that? You have a lot of animal knowledge in that head of yours. This one doesn't even look like a clownfish anymore. It looks like it almost just looks like a big goldfish. Does it not? I just gotta be honest, I wanna confess something. When I see something like dangerous or buttons or something that says don't touch, I have to try really hard to fight back the intrusive thought. So I'm just gonna walk away from this right now. Slowly. It just doesn't end. Like,
This is one of our grow-ups.
they're still growing, they're still expanding, they're building out a whole new spot over there. It's just like, it's mind-blowing actually what they're doing. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I like it. Love this. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Patrick's gone.
They are the material.
Now that is a chiller. Holy,
That's how you get your crazy pinks.
all sunlit. God, look at the pink on these Postiliporas, on the bird's nest. I don't think I've ever seen any that pink. Just incredible. Hawkins and Shinana, what a statement. Montipora setosa. I can't get over this bird's nest. Some more of the Hawkins and Shinana. Everything's just perfectly healthy. It's just like really, really good examples of these species. The flow that they're creating, the current, there's no pumps in here, actually in the tank. What they're using is a very old but like cool method of creating a surge. So these fill up with water, and then it creates a siphon, then it breaks, but it basically drains all of this all at once. So it's a large amount of random strong current that's going to blow across the corals, helps them limit electricity. There's no real moving parts inside the tank. I have the Ponape bird's nest here. This is a piece I've always had struggle to keep just because of the algae that builds up in between it. What a nice little touch with the branding on these discs on their plugs. I think Than would really like to see this place because he also grows inside a greenhouse. Very, very different sort of setup, but very similar concept. Oh, this is Spicularia. I can't turn off the flow because it's surging right now. We'll give it a second and then it will stop. Xenia.
That's so cool to see that much of it.
Yeah, this is a piece that I find always melts on me. I grow it out, it does great, and then it melts to nothing.
I mean, people have that issue with the pom-pom xenia.
Happened to me last year, yeah.
It takes over or it just dies.
I wonder why. Maybe it's like self-depleting, a nutrient in the water, something that it needs, and then something changes that it's not happy with. Here we have some other massive, massive troughs, which looks like similar method for current. And I think we're looking at a species of, I think it's Pectinia. It's a little bit hard to tell under the supernatural lighting, but I think these are frags of Pectinia in colonies, as well as some pagoda cup coral, Undata montipora. I think I see some Galaxia over on the other side. Just got to step over this 12-inch pipe that's creating current. Yeah. Beautiful Galaxia coral. What did you find?
Baby clam. This is the smallest clam they have here.
Oh yeah. Oh, gotcha. Oh, Patrick's so funny, man. That is stunning. What is that, Terrasa?
Yeah, the Duresa, yeah.
Is that full grown?
Probably. I haven't seen much bigger than that.
That's incredible. It's like over 2 feet, no? Maybe
Close to it.
about 2 feet.
Probably very heavy, probably about 40 pounds.
Check out some of the mangroves that they have going on here. So beautiful. I absolutely love these. So good for nutrient export in your tank, and you also get the added benefit of they look really freaking cool. Let's see what Salem found. I didn't realize they were culturing these.
Yeah, I think they're, look, this is what frags. I think they're fragging Heliofungia.
These guys are doing some really, really important work here, and I love that it's all sunlit. There's no radions, it's not blue, it's not, you know, what we see in our tanks, and it's just super, super natural and so nice to see. I've never actually seen a coral farm quite like this, on this scale, executed in this manner.
What a sunlit tank.
All UV sterilized water that's coming in.
Back out.
It's just so, everything's just done so big.